Hi guys, it's your girl Me-Anie. 40 days of fasting. I have quite a few stories to share with you guys, but I'm going to share one in particular. Yesterday had something happen, and I'm really starting to realize the Lord is using Siler in so many ways to speak to me and to help me learn things and kind of mature spiritually. Um, it's also showing me, like a lot of things aren't exactly what they appear to be when they first happen. And the whole responding versus reacting concept kind of comes into play a lot. But nevertheless, yesterday, I went to sleep early last night and I forgot to, well, I didn't forget. I just didn't get a chance to walk Siler right before I went to bed. And I woke up the morning time and like he peed all over my carpet, and I was really like frustrated because I had the belly band on him, but it kind of shifted. Long story short, I got really frustrated and just started cleaning the house at 6 o'clock. I started sweeping, mopping, everything. So at one point, I needed to go downstairs and mop out my doorway. So I was on Instagram, and I was sitting there like, I don't feel like doing it yet. I don't want to go. I just want to let me look at Instagram a little bit longer. But something told me, girl, just get up, go do it, get it over with so we can move on. I eventually, got everything I needed, went downstairs. I turned the light on, but it's one of those lights from IKEA that they don't come on bright when you first turn them. They kind of warm up and they get brighter with time. So that wasn't working fast enough for me. So I opened the door so I can get some more light and kind of sweep the dust out so I can mop. When I opened the door, I see this little boy walking by, and he's walking, and I'm like, oh, it wasn't unusual because in my complex we have a lot of Indian families, and I'm not sure if it's part of their culture or what, but they take like family walks around the complex a few times a day. I've seen them on multiple occasions, different families. So this little boy was walking. I was like, oh, he's, they're taking a morning walk. So I looked at him, but I didn't see anybody behind him. He wasn't holding the hand of a parent or anything. So I was like, okay, well, maybe, they're a couple paces behind him. So I peeped out, didn't see anybody. So he's walking, and I'm like, hey, sweetie, who are you with? And he kind of was like startled. So I was just like, okay, well, I'm not going to approach him because he seems like a little startled. He starts walking a little bit faster, going, towards one end of the apartment complex. So I stepped out. I stepped out onto, the front area, and I'm looking at him as he walked, and I'm kind of like calling him back because I didn't want to go after him. I'm like, hey, come on, sweetie, come back. And he's just looking at me. He started to slow down, but he kept walking. So I'm looking around. Nobody at all is outside. I mean, nobody. They were gone for work. Everybody left for work. Nobody was outside at all. So it's probably like 30 to 45 seconds. And this little boy's like walking, going up. And I start like walking out to kind of make sure he's fine, looking to see if, okay, maybe he's walking towards somebody. He's about to go into his house. Nothing. So I'm looking back and forth. Finally, I see a man like run out from around the corner, and I yelled up to him, asking him, are you looking for a little boy? And he said, yes. And I said, well, he's right over here. He's walking down the street. So the man starts running, coming. And he tells me, he's heading over to the bus stop because that's where his little sister goes to school. So evidently this little boy was like, looking for his little sister to come from the bus or whatever, but it was morning time. But my whole thing was, if I didn't move when the spirit told me to move, I never would have seen that little boy, because I would have opened my door. If I was a few minutes later, he would have walked by my door, then I would have opened. I have no reason to go outside. First of all, I just had on a t-shirt. I didn't have any pants on, so I'm not going outside. I never would have seen this little boy, and there was nobody out there. So I'm just so thankful that in that moment when the spirit told me, okay, you need to go downstairs and start mopping and sweeping, that I did exactly that, because God forbid, this could have been a whole nother story. It could have been something worse. It could have been prolonged as to where, minutes or just hours before they found this little boy. Or, it could have been worse. It really could have been worse. But I'm so thankful that everything happened the way it happened. And I started this video out by saying, everything is not what it seems to be, because if Siler didn't pee on the floor, pee on my carpet, and got me upset to the point where I just felt like cleaning everything, I never would have had to clean my kitchen and then go downstairs and clean the doorway. I wouldn't have done that. So I never would have seen this little boy. I never would have seen him walking by my door and be able to watch him as he was walking by and kind of figure out who he belonged to. That wouldn't have happened. So I'm just really thankful that I followed the voice. Whew, it could have been worse, y'all. All right, that's all for this for 40 days of fasting. I feel better now that I shared that with you guys, because it's a lot of things that are happening and I want to share them with you guys because there's a deeper story, a bigger story behind it. And I hope that you guys can kind of find a common ground and some kind of situation that you're going through. It doesn't have to be the same thing, but kind of look at it from different angles and figure out what you are supposed to take from it. So that's the whole reason that I make these videos and share them with you guys, because it's a learning experience and I want you guys to see the growth and development, and I want to see my personal growth and development also. So I feel like a weight has been lifted. Okay, guys, I'm not sure if I'm going to make another video right now or if I'm just going to go to bed, but it has been real. Until next time, one. So, no one is outside.